Hello again, my name is Gabby and I'm the English teacher here at Options for Youth Marina Valley. This is English 12B, Unit 7, Performance Task 1. Again, if you have the condensing guide, use it. If you have these packets, you can totally use the study guide. You don't have to, you don't need to, it's just a good cheat sheet for the review. So for this one, grammar, I want you to write your examples of the following. So verb tense, so present tense, past tense, words ending in ed, present progressive, ing, things like that. Active voice, I ate the cookie. Passive voice, the cookie was eaten by me. So active voice has the subject, verb, object, I ate the cookie. I, subject, verb, ate, object, cookie, right? Passive voice, opposite. Subject is at the end, object is at the beginning. So object, the cookie, verb, was eaten, subject, by me. Your subject's whoever's doing the action. In stopped lines look like this. It's a line in a poem that contains a complete thought. So you have the whole sentence with a punctuation mark at the end. Open lines has it where the punctuation mark comes after. So that's what they want you to know for that one. Stanza structure, how is the stanza formatted? This is a stanza, right? It's like a paragraph but for a poem. And then italicized, these words are italicized, right? These are not, these are. They kind of have that weird slant. You italicize like book titles and things like that, since you don't underline anymore for those. Concepts, root words, ents and mono. Remember, mono means one. What do you tell is the setting, so time and place, right? Mood, how does it feel? Theme, the lesson that you learned in something. Inference, educated guess. Emotive language, so those loaded words that make you feel something. Irony, the opposite of what's expected. If you need additional help on irony, I do have a PowerPoint and a video in the miscellaneous section, same with figurative language. And then we go down here to the essential questions, historical backgrounds and aspects of 19th century novels, what are political ads, and persuasive essays that are supposed to convince you of something. The vocab is diffusive, munificence? I can't read that word, that's too choppy. Obscure, brink, indignant, and tumult. This is our performance tasks that we have to do in order to score the best that we can on this assignment. So performance task 1 will be in lesson 9, it will be activity 19. Performance task number 2 is activity 20 of lesson 9, and performance task number 3 is activity 21 of lesson 9. So all right there, right in a row. The last thing that you have to do in order to get your grade the best that it can be for this unit is your alternative assessment or review or check for understanding. Again, if you have these super nifty packets that your teacher printed out for you, that's awesome. All the performance tasks are here at the end. So for performance task 1, it's activity 19. What you have to do is first you're going to be reading a few definitions on those pages, and you're going to complete the definition chart down here. You're going to view a variety of political ads. I have found you new political ads because I don't think it's as relevant from 2012. You're going to choose 2 pro-Hillary and 2 pro-Trump ads to evaluate, and you can complete the worksheets on the following pages. So you're going to research these rhetorical devices, right? I do have a video on rhetorical devices that goes over pretty much all of these in the video. It's in the miscellaneous section. So we have repetition, repeating your thought to get it drilled in. Restatement is saying the same thing but a different way. I need money, I need a job would be nice. Parallelism, that's the repetition of grammatical structure. A dog barks, the cat meows. I went hiking, biking, and running after work yesterday. Those are parallelism. Antithesis is like parallelism but with opposite ideas. So injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. That's a Martin Luther King quote. Injustice and justice are opposites. Anywhere and everywhere are opposites. So there you go. Rhetorical questions is a question that's not meant to be answered. So when your parents ask you, do you want to do the dishes? If you say no, they're going to be mad. They expect you just to say yes, or just to go and wash the dishes, right? Not to really even answer at all. Allusions is a reference to a famous piece of work or a text. So if I say, oh, I have an Achilles heel for that, I'm referencing a famous Greek god with Achilles. Charged language and imagery, so those words that make you really feel something, and imagery is appealing to the five senses: seeing, smelling, tasting, hearing, and touching. And then we have our persuasive techniques. These ones are pretty much always negative. They're logical fallacies. So we have non sequitur. That's when two things don't really follow each other, but they sound like they make sense. Ad hominem is attacking the man and not the argument. So this is when your brother says you're stupid while arguing about what food to eat. Shifting the burden of proof. It's like, well, no one's ever showed me that ghosts don't exist, so I'm sure they do. Prove it. Proof ghosts don't exist. That's shifting the burden of proof. Stacking the deck. Makes it seem like everything's in your favor. Bandwagon. That's McDonald's putting on their sign like, over 1 billion served. If 1 billion people can't be wrong, well, it must be right, right? Circular argument, just making the same argument in circles. So if it's just kind of going roundabout, like using earlier arguments to justify the arguments that come later. So if I don't have a dog, I won't have fur on my floor, therefore I can't have a dog. Does that make sense? Either or, saying love it or leave it. There's more options than that in there. What you got to do next is you're going to analyze these non-print political ads. So if you look here, oh, I'm on Unit 6, that's why. So you come over here, go to your classwork, go to Unit 7, because we're on 7 now, and then view material, and then here we go. So we have top 10 political ads right here. I have in here, it says use ads 1, 3, 6, 8, and 9 to choose from for the options. Again, 2 Trump, 2 Hillary. And then you're going to have the title and date of the ad that played, the candidate, so Trump or Hillary, the audience. Is this aimed at people who already agree? Is this aimed at people who don't agree with them at all? The speakers and message, logical, ethical, or emotional appeals used, audio and visual elements, so like how do they pull at the heartstrings, how are they boosting their credibility, and then the logic of it. Audio and visual elements, so what visual elements and symbols are being used, so like if the American flag is being used, if their logo is being used, if hearts are being used, anything like that, something that can usually symbolize something. How is the preferred candidate portrayed visually? So does it look like Hillary is in a very confident stance? Does she look like she knows what she's doing? Does she look like demonic and crazy? Like, how is she being portrayed in that? How is the opposing candidate being portrayed visually? How are the music or sound effects being used? And then what elements of the ad seem trustworthy? What seem questionable? So what would you think of as questionable? How would you think of as trustworthy? Positive and negative persuasive techniques used, so that would be those definitions that we had earlier. And then evaluation based on this ad, would you feel persuaded to vote for the candidate, why or why not? So you're going to do that, and you're going to do that for 4 of them. I'm going to make a video where I actually break down one, just to kind of really help you, because I feel like this is a hard ask here. So this is what you want to look at as the rubric. Did you identify the candidate being promoted, the speaker, and the intended audience? Did you provide a brief summary as to the ad's message? Did you cite noteworthy visual and audio and talk about what seemed questionable or trustworthy? And did you analyze positive or negative persuasive techniques? And did you evaluate each ad for its ability to persuade? So that's what it is. I'm going to create a new video where I just run through the example too. But if you need more help, let me know and I can do that together with you. So see me for the video.